Thinking that it happened overnight, but it didn't. In it for the long haul flight, I'm committed. Wanted me to fail out of spite, but I didn't. All bark, but they don't bite, cause they timid. Look, wait.
Open up the rhyme book and read the composition. I can truly give about the competition. I'm in another atmosphere, I'm on another mission. Yeah, you know that boy Logic put pen to page like a petition. You always switching up your whole position. I can see it in your face like an esthetician. Food for thought, it's the highest caliber nutrition. Everything come out my mouth, that's my own cognition. I got out the hood, then got money in addition. I remember when that boy ain't had no pot to. They wouldn't let me in, so I never asked permission. Tours like a war, I'm getting minimum 5 mil permission. Hit the ignition and beat the emission. Like a clinician more than a musician. My flow rare like a first edition. Report for dismission. Everything I ever thought of, it came to fruition. King of the transition. We never switch and peep the acquisition, no omission. Your lyrics dry it in the prepare for collision. Then the satellite that's on an orbiting mission.
I remember we didn't have any permission. Never forget we on mission. I remember that they didn't even want to listen. Now we cooking, we ain't even in the kitchen. I remember we didn't have any permission. Never forget we on mission. I remember that they didn't even want to listen. Now we cooking, we ain't even in the
do what I should, man. Point, baby, do what I could, man. Point, baby, do what I should, man. Point, baby, do what I could, man. Point, baby, do what I should, man. Point, baby, do what I could, man. Point, baby, do what I should, man. Point, baby, do what I could.
It's one of the NFL's newest venues, but it's already earned a reputation as one of its best. This is US Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. Here to begin this one is Cameron Dicker. And we're off from US Bank Stadium. Here's a return from the 7. He's got a lane up past the 30. They'll take over at the 39-yard line. Nice return there. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And this almost ended worse, but he gets a yard out of it. Tuli Tuipulotu. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Only a couple yards there, and now it's 3rd and 7.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
McCarthy throwing on 3rd down. And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. 4th down coming up.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
And it can't hurt you with a return if you just kick it out of bounds, right? So this one flies out right around the 15-yard line. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. On the carry, this is Najee Harris. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
To play running back in this league, well, you've got to have tremendous vision. We saw it twice. Once to find the lane upfield, and then to get to space and break off some extra yards.
Motion man is the tight end here, going left. 1st and 10, here's Herbert. Escapes the pocket. His first throw is an interception. And the Vikings are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season. What a call for their first pass of the game. It would have been a big hitter if they completed it, Brock, but just not the right touch on that football, and it ends with an interception.
You could just tell these cover guys, they've been waiting for their first chance to go get some work done in this one. They did their homework, number 1. And number 2, Kate, as Russell Wilson loves to say, the separation was in the preparation.
And they sent it straight ahead, but the front stops him after a gain of 3.
Hey, not a bad play by any means, but there's room for more, and they know it.
2nd down now, 7 to go. From the shotgun, McCarthy. Throwing deep for the end zone. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done, incomplete. Thought he had a touchdown there. And that makes it 3rd down.
Well, the QB right there, he put it pretty close to the sidelines to begin with. And the defender, well, that was a nice job. Just simply put a hand out there and let me just encourage the ball to fall incomplete.
That's incomplete, trying to set up the screen there. Gonna have to wait a little longer for his first catch of the game. And that makes it 4th down.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. And this one's out of the side of the end zone. Was trying to get that precise aim, but he was off the mark. It's going to be a touchback. They're out and set. 1st and 10. looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. Got to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground.
You know, that was a play, Kate, right there, where you need to buy your receivers just enough time to get open along their routes, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit him with the throw. Time? Well, that's not what he had. O-line couldn't hold up, and it forces the incompletion.
Really pushing the envelope on second down, but the deep shot doesn't work.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
Complete beyond the marker. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. They gain 14 on the play. And the Chargers will have a first. From the pistol, it's Herbert. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Wanted to get that one to Mike Williams. And that'll bring up second down.
Yeah, this game, you just can't make it harder than it needs to be. Just get the catch first. Guarantee your yards, and then worry about escaping defenders after the catch.
We'll have him gain up about a handful there. Stopped on the play by Zadarius Smith. Here's 5 on that play. They need 5 more now on third down. Shotgun snap to Herbert. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. So the big play has him well into enemy territory and field goal range. They're inside the 30. A play fake. Now Herbert to throw. Falls to the ground out left. Incomplete.
They would sure love to connect on some of these intermediate throws, those true throws. Getting a completion like that, not only does it spark your offense, but it just sets you up for even more aggressive play calling.
Second and 10 now. Catch is made in close. Touchdown, Los Angeles. So our first score of the game here as they cap off that drive with a touchdown.
It's really what you're looking for, Kate, offensively. You want to force the other guys into thinking they need to play a little catch-up right away. So a nice job to get that first score and take early control of this game.
Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. His return starts at the 5. Finds some space. He's past the 30. And a good return here as he gets it out past the 35. So good field position to start with for the Vikings this drive. First and 10. Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And it's going to be about a 3-yard pickup in the end. Stopped by Deion Henley. Give him a few yards on that run. It's second and 7. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And they crush him right near the marker. Looks close, but yeah, Brock, I think he safely got that first down before the hit.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
They give it to him again. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have second down and 3.
A 7-yard pickup brings up second and 3.
Another carry for him. And he's brought down for a loss.
These stops, they don't always make the end-of-game highlight reels, but they absolutely should. The coaches and players know it. Offenses are always counting on yards on that type of run. And anytime it results in a loss, it could be a potential drive killer.
Catch is made down the right sideline. finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal.
First and goal at the 9-yard line.
They'll try and punch it in. And he gets absolutely popped to end that one. Give him just 1 yard, I think, on the run. Still some work to do here on 2nd and goal.
Hey, I get it on 1st and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
Has it in close. And that's a Minnesota touchdown. Great opportunity to find a touchdown there, Brock, and they come through with 6.
Receivers want the ball everywhere on the football field. But you start smelling the end zone, they really want their chance. And they will tell you as a quarterback, just give me an opportunity and I'll make a play. He sure did.
That one splits the uprights. And the Vikings tie this game 7-7. Here's Reichard set to kick this away. From well into the end zone, he's going to bring this out.
Recovered by the receiving team.
Chance here for one final play before the end of the quarter. They'll start with a give to Harris. It'll be a quality gain on the run, and that also brings us to... We're back and all set for the 2nd quarter. Charger football. They have it 2nd and 4. From the 27. He's on the move. Caught by the open man. And a massive hit at the end of that play. Oh, baby. But he hangs on through it. Still able to get that 1st down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
The big play nets him 17 yards. And it brings up an LA 1st down.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my...
And he runs this one in. Touchdown, Los Angeles. The Chargers take a 2nd quarter lead. Najee Harris, the touchdown. Dicker's extra point is up and good. And the Chargers break that tie and now lead by 7. Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. 1st and 10 now from the 30. Running it now out of the gun. What a hit! He gets flattened to the ground. Give him 4 that time, so 6 to go on 2nd down.
You know, this is an offense that will emphasize the ground game at different points of each and every contest. And as long as they can reliably get gains like this, it's not going to change anytime soon.
Back-to-back carries here. And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a 1st down.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, that's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule, that kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
Here he is to throw on 3rd and 2. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
You know, these 3rd and short situations, you rep them all the time. Snap after snap, rep after rep. You're expecting man-to-man coverage in that down and distance, and you're expecting to execute. That time on 3rd and short, they can't get the job done.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. So this one goes out of bounds inside the 20, but not by much. They're giving him the 18-yard line. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Herbert from the gun. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play. It's incomplete.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
Working from the gun here, it's Herbert. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
That sure ended up being worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down. And he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
Throwing from near his own goal line. Cover man is there, and he harmlessly knocks it away. Incomplete.
That's just simply great positioning to swat the ball away. He stayed in a spot where he could disrupt the throw before the target and make a play on it.
Ball taken in at the 36. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. That one scored as a massive 67-yard effort. And it's going to be Vikings football. They'll run here on 1st down. And he's officially into enemy territory now. They're going to give him the opposing 49. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs. 1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Back to the well again. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. Operating from the gun, it's McCarthy. Oh, he got way too much under that one. Too high, that's incomplete.
The offense not shy about sending him downfield to try and stretch that secondary. Even still, one of the deeper targets you'll see him get. It's a shame they couldn't find a connection.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. From the shotgun, McCarthy. He has the first over the middle. And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line. That's going to pick up the 1st down after a gain of 26.
1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
They'll run it from the gun. And he drives that front backward on a gain of 4.
Well, I'll steal a line from one of my buddies, but I'm going to quote him. Mark Schlereth, 2-time Super Bowl winner, says if you want to run the ball, got to keep running the ball. And that's a perfect example of it. Don't get tired. Don't get mad at gaining 4 yards. It's a run that can set up even more in the run game.
And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a 1st down.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
3rd and just 2 to go. Here's McCarthy to throw. This will be caught by Adams. And he's stopped cold at the spot. We won't keep paid for that one, but hey, still enough for that 1st down. So it's the 2-minute warning here from Minneapolis. It's the Vikings looking at 1st and 10. Back to throw. Here's McCarthy. Buys time, rolling right. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on 1st down.
Look at how well the coverage held up on that play. Even as the QB escapes the pocket and buys extra time, secondary, well, they got real sticky, stayed tight, and forced the throw away.
2nd and 10, McCarthy. The throw is caught. And he didn't get much time to secure it as he takes a shot. Good job to even hang on through that catch there. Timeout called by the Chargers. They're first. And they'll take a moment to ponder what the call is going to be on 3rd down. Back to the air, McCarthy. Oh, try forcing it to the slant. It's intercepted. The rookie from Georgia has it. And the Chargers take possession as he makes his 4th interception of our season. Well, they were thinking at least a field goal on the drive if they couldn't reach the end zone, right? But the interception keeps them from even getting 3 out of this possession.
You really hope at the end of this game you don't look back and go, shoulda, woulda, coulda. If we could have gotten some points out of that drive early, we wouldn't be in the situation we are in now.
And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. Now Herbert to throw. He's throwing deep to the left side. That's cut at the 25. To the house. Touchdown, LA. The Chargers grow their lead just before halftime. Dicker on now for the PAT. The point after splits the uprights. And the Chargers double their lead to 14. Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. Chooses to bring this one out. And they've got a long field ahead, Brock. Got to him early on the return and laid a big hit on him. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. Setting up the screen. And not much doing. He stopped quickly.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
2nd down now, 7 to go. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Fits it through the middle. And he takes it in for the Minnesota touchdown. The Vikings make it a 1-score game before halftime. Christian Watson with the touchdown. Reichert on for the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Vikings chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a 1-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. This drive starts with barely any time left. 13 seconds in the half. Herbert on 1st down. Completed to Davis. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken. They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. He'll throw it. Connects on the crosser. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. The Chargers sending out Dicker the kicker to add 3 to the board. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken. Only time left for one more snap, Brock, so they're going to run out their field goal unit. This from the right hash and a considerable distance. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that'll push it to double digits in a 2-possession game. Welcome back, everybody. Kate Scott, Brock Heward with you as we're about set to begin the third quarter.
Will Reichard will kick off for the Vikings.
Here's Reichard set to kick this away. From his own end zone, here we go. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20.
The Chargers take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. From the pistol, it's Herbert. He's going to dump this one off to the fullback. Complete. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. And the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
They get 13 on the pickup. And the Chargers will have a 1st.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the first down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Harris once more. And he's only able to power this forward for about 3 yards.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Here's 2nd and 7. He finds McConkey. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43. Shotgun snap to Herbert. Gets this to Johnson. A lot of mess on the move here. And he is in. Touchdown, Los Angeles. The Chargers grow the lead coming out of halftime. Dicker tacks on the extra point. And the Chargers take a 3-possession lead. Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. McCarthy throwing here. Forced out to his right. They'll just huck this one into row C, and some lucky fan is going to haul in a heck of a souvenir.
Well, discretion, the better part of valor in a lot of cases. Rather than force something with no one open and risk a turnover, he wisely just threw it away.
From the gun, here's a handoff. And he'll push forward for a small gain to the 31. Only a yard from that time, so now 3rd and 9.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Watson with the catch. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset. New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. Lone back gets the handoff. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
2nd and 13. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
McCarthy throwing on 3rd down. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back them up and bring up 4th down.
Brings up 4th down.
Minnesota lined up in punt formation. Ryan Wright's the one to send it away. And he calls for the fair catch, and he's got it at the 14-yard line. That punt goes unanswered, no return there. And the Chargers are going to take over deep in their own territory. They're out and set, 1st and 10. And the power play up the gut only results in 2 yards.
It may not show up as much on the old stat sheet, just a short little QB run, but what that does, Kate, is so important. Keeps that defense honest, and in particular, those defensive linemen, those cleats in the ground, they're not just coming after you in the pocket. Now they've got to think about you as a runner as well.
And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
Gets this to McConkey. And he's out of bounds beyond the 35-yard line.
There's no negatives ever on a grade sheet for a completion, but that's one of those situations. If you're going to take a risk and throw an out route, you'd sure like to see a little bit more yardage gained.
This is Harris on 2nd down. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. It's a 30-yard play, Brock, and they've got a fresh set of downs.
No frills, nothing fancy. That was just a good old offensive line dominated in the trenches. And that sprung him to get to the 2nd level and beyond.
So the complexion of this drive has changed dramatically now. New set of downs inside the 35. Escapes the pocket. And they get to him way behind the line on this one and take him down. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up. Another try following the sack. Hits some space around midfield. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. The dose of the hurry-up offense here.
It's a gain of 14 yards, but it brings up 3rd down.
That's the end of the 3rd on Sunday night.
With the score, Chargers.
And the Vikings going to the dime package here. 3rd down coming up. Herbert from the gun. He's got... Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through to back them up ahead of 4th down. The Chargers lined up in punt formation. And he wants to hit his 2nd effort just as well as he hit his 1st. Absolutely crushed his 1st punt, and here's another huge one. Now this is a beauty of a kick. It's headed out of bounds, no chance at a return or a touchback. They're going to mark it out at the 6. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, it's McCarthy. On the move, headed right. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be second down.
You hear so many programs all around the league talk about it's all about the ball. It's all about the ball. Well, discretion, the better part of valor in a lot of cases. And right there, he understood it's all about the ball, and I'm not going to risk a turnover, wisely throwing it away.
McCarthy trying again on second. Oh no, ball's loose. Ball's loose in the end zone. He just kept going the wrong way, and that's going to cost him. That is a safety. That one is not going to get any easier to watch during film study, Brock. Some chances to go down, but instead opting to keep extending the play, and then all of a sudden in the end zone for a safety.
Yeah, ultimately there just comes a time where you've got to understand where you are on the field, right? Hey, I'm trying to make a play. I'm trying to make a play. That's all great in the middle of the field. But when you're in the danger zone like this, and you can give that defense 2 points and energize the other side, you got to know where you are on the field and just get rid of the ball.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. Up the middle, Vidal. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. First down play, that's him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
Humble 5-6-yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
Running left is Harris. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
You know, Kate, if you notice those guys that love to feed themselves on the field, right? They love to just get more and more. They're hungry for even more. I'll tell you what, that tackle, it prevented something that's going to be a lot bigger, but that back remains hungry.
1st and 10, Herbert. Chased out to his right. And he's brought down after a short gain.
You know, Kate, they always say that QB clock, you know what it's more like? It's more like an alarm, especially in a situation like that. It's a good thing you woke up to it, able to make something out of nothing and at least keep them moving forward.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Slot man motioned over. Here we go, 2nd and 9. Finds a seam down the middle. And he'll go down here at the 16. It's a gain of 27 yards to move the chains.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. Now an inside handoff to Harris. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you're going to be a Pro Bowler.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Play action now for Herbert. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Herbert now to throw on 3rd. Escapes out to the left. And he has the Los Angeles touchdown. The Chargers keep adding to that 4th quarter lead. Justin Herbert with the touchdown. Dicker's extra point is up and good. And the Chargers grow their lead yet again.
Vikings 14. Cameron Dicker to kick off for the Chargers.
Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. Chooses to bring this one out. Oh, he lost it on the hit. And the ball skips out of bounds. Lucky for them, no lost fumble there on the kick return.
You know what? This game is hard. So sometimes catching a break or two in just the right circumstances is a big deal. Sideline can be your best friend as a runner because you lose the ball next to it, there's a good chance it could go harmlessly out of bounds.
Here's McCarthy, 1st and 10. An alert play defensively there. He got a hand on it to tip it away. That makes it 2nd down.
I think you're seeing why they like this guy in coverage, man. He reacts well to throws and is so adept in breaking up passes right through contact or before they ever reach the target.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. From the shotgun, McCarthy. He puts some juice on a deep throw down the middle. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Pass was thrown for Christian Watson. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long. From the shotgun, McCarthy. He's trying another one deep. Well, they had the look, certainly didn't shy away from it, but couldn't connect. And now they're stuck facing 4th down. The Vikings getting their punt team out. And this is going to be his 4th effort tonight. And he finally gets a hold of one here. This is hit far. And he can't evade the coverage team for much. They stop him before he gets really anything on that return. Hard to do better than that. A 66-yard punt. And the Chargers take possession. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Vidal trying this up the gut. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
And this run's limited to a minimal gain up to about the 44. Moving in the right direction that time, but only 2 yards picked up, so it's 3rd and 9. Working from the gun here, it's Herbert. He connects with his back deep down the middle. So a timeout comes in. Looks like the defense using its first stops this game as we get close to our 2-minute warning. Now they'll hit the line just outside the red zone following that big play. It's Harris on the option. And he's going to run this one well into the red zone to the 14. It's the 2-minute warning here in Minneapolis. Chargers on their way to their 3rd win of the year. 2nd and 3 now. Back to throw. Here's Herbert. This throw is cut. It's a real solid pickup, 12 yards, and it rewards him with a 1st and goal.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap 1st down.
Wow, they're going to pass it here. Bails out of the pocket quick. Rolling left, buying some time. Great work by the coverage downfield. Buys him enough time to catch him outside the pocket. And the pressure drives them backwards. Loss sets him up at the 9-yard line. It's 2nd and goal. Oh, look at this. He's setting up to throw. Cut near the goal line. And that's a Los Angeles touchdown. Minnesota spends its 2nd time out here. Dicker on now for the PAT. Extra point set right down the middle. And the Chargers continue piling onto this lead. Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. Return coming from the 6. Finds some space. He's past the 30. His return reaches that 34-yard line before he stopped. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Lone back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Now, don't think for a second they're going to slow down the tempo. Defense on their heels. And right now is the best chance to go push that envelope and get aggressive.
Going to the ground again on first. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. Halfway there on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Here's the lone back on the handoff. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.